I've tried countless vocal exercises to sound more clear and articulate. Today, I'll break down the top 3 1-minute daily habits that you can practice today to fix your bad speaking habits. Speaking too fast, mumbling, rambling. I'll break down each habit into 3 parts. First is an overview of the basics for that habit. Second is an opportunity for you to practice for 1 minute each habit. And third is an advanced version of the habit that you can try after you've mastered the basics. So let's get started. Habit 1, the pen game. Grab a pen, put it in between your teeth like this, and say the alphabet twice in 1 minute. A, B, C, D, E, F. Note 3 things I'm doing. The first is I am speaking in staccato. This means that I'm abruptly ending each letter as I say it. Instead of speaking fluidly, like A, B, C, D, E, I'm breaking it up. And the reason why this is important is because it forces me to do the second thing, which is to enunciate each letter in its entirety. Ideally, you should strive for someone else to understand which letter you're actually saying. And third, you should slow down. This is not a race. Speak 1 letter per second and you'll do just fine. The pen game forces your mouth to widen and increases the range of motion for your tongue, making you sound much more clear when you speak. This is similar to resistance training in sports like basketball, where basketball players will use bands to increase their vertical jump. So let's start the timer for 1 minute. You can pause this video to grab a pen nearby you, put it between your teeth, and when you're ready, we'll do the timer for 1 minute for you to run through the alphabet twice. Ready, set, go. Here's the advanced version of the pen game. You grab that same pen, you put it right back in between your teeth, but you say 6 different tongue twisters in 1 minute. For each tongue twister, say it twice. Once, you say it in staccato. The second way, you say it fluidly. Do this in succession for each of the 6 tongue twisters. Then, remove the pen from your mouth and say each tongue twister in succession. We're gonna put 1 minute back on the clock. I'm gonna put 6 different tongue twisters on the screen, and I want you to say each tongue twister first in staccato, then fluidly, and then remove the pen once you've gone through all of them and say that again without the pen. Ready, set, go. Habit 2 is the dig game. The dig game is my personal variation off a very popular verbal fluency test called the Controlled Oral Word Association Test, or COAT. COATs typically are 3 minutes long, but I've reduced it to 1 minute. You are typically given 3 letters, for example, F, A, and S. And for each letter, your goal is to say as many words that come to your mind that start with that particular letter, all in under a minute. Now, I've personally called this the dig game because you have to literally dig up words from your deep lexicon to your surface lexicon for easy retrieval. Now you're ready to practice. I want you to grab 1, your phone, and 2, a piece of paper and pen. Record yourself for 1 minute and say as many words as you can, starting with the letter D. At the end of that minute, I want you to write down all of the words that you said. Count them up and let me know what your score is. On your mark, get set, go. Now, there are a couple notes and rules to keep in mind. First, anytime you've said a plural word, for example, day and days, that counts as just one word. Also, if you ever used a gerund like run and running, that also counts as one word. Count them up and see how many you got. You might be wondering to yourself, what's a good score? Well, there's a lot of different information about a good score on the internet out there, and it typically depends on your age as well. But I've seen ranges of below 12 and below 18 as areas of concern. Frankly, when I did this exercise for the first time, I only registered 10, but I worked on it every single day for 2 weeks and I brought that score up to 20. The advanced version of this game is to pick 3 different letters, it could be D, I, G, and break up 1 minute into 20-second chunks. For each 20-second chunk, you'll say as many words as you can, starting with the letter D, then I, then G. It's a bit harder because you have to watch your clock to know when to switch to the next letter. And you don't have to be limited to D, I, G. You can pick any letter you want. Dig is one of my favorite games because it helps me think of the precise word that I want to use to articulate a specific feeling I have. It also has forced me to expand my vocabulary, which in turn has made me much more articulate. Habit 3 is what I call the freestyle game. Here's how it works. Take a topic that you're semi-familiar or very familiar with and speak about it nonstop for 1 minute straight. I want you to record yourself. Try to not say any filler words. Filler words are eh, complete every sentence you start. Speak slowly, ideally anywhere between 120 and 150 words per minute is a great pace. But the slower, the better. The content does not matter at all. The purpose of this exercise is it forces you to self-edit, which in turn makes you speak more slowly and naturally insert pauses when you otherwise have a tendency to speak way too fast. So I'm gonna put the timer on and I want you to speak for 1 minute about what your favorite food is and record yourself. Ready, set, go. Great. Now count how many filler words you've said and how many times you started a sentence and then stopped. Your goal is to get this number to 0. If you struggled, remember to speak more slowly the second time you do this. Now for the advanced version of this game, I want you to do the exact same thing that you did in the beginner version with one additional twist. Identify 3 crutch words or phrases that you regularly use and eliminate them entirely from your speech. Crutch phrases are words that are not relevant when you speak. You may not know your most common crutch phrases or words, but if you subscribe to my newsletter at prestonchin.co, you'll get my top 50 most used crutch words and phrases that you can use as a baseline. Most crutch phrases and words typically are adverbs. My favorite crutch phrases that I regularly use are really, just, and very. Pick 3 that you think you regularly say, record yourself again, and count how many times you say fillers, don't complete your sentence, and use one of the 3 crutch words that you've identified. So what are the next steps? 1, I'd like you to practice each of these 3 1-minute exercises every single day for 7 straight days. Track how much you improve from day 1 to day 7 and let me know. The second is you can try many different verbal exercises to improve your fluency, your concision, and your clarity when you speak. If you'd like more, please subscribe to my newsletter and I will provide those exercises for you. In fact, I'm thinking of building a mobile app to help you run through these 3 exercises that we've discussed more efficiently than doing it manually by pen and paper. If you're interested in this, you can sign up for my newsletter, and if I ever get to building it, you'd be the first to try it. And while these exercises are crucial to be taken seriously at work when you speak, there are still 6 really bad speaking habits that I hear people make all the time that hurts their ability to get that promotion. At least it did for me until I fixed them. Check it out.